Hello. Welcome again to this channel, the Acentos Design channel. My name is Ana Victoria and I'm the founder, CEO, and one member, the only member of the team of Acentos Designs. And today we're going to talk about 3 mistakes I've made in starting a small business. I honestly think, and I say they're mistakes, but really I am very grateful about my mindset of everything is a lesson learned as we go. And I think my husband really helped me with this because he's always like, don't see it as a waste of time or a waste of money, see it as like a learning opportunity. And even if it doesn't work for like this specifically, like it's giving you something that is gonna make you better for something in the future. So I really do see it like that. But if I was researching again about what to do and what not to do with starting a business, I would want to hear these 3 things about maybe what you shouldn't do when starting a business and let you make your own mistakes, because I know everyone is going to make mistakes, but if we can help each other not make the same ones, we can get there a little bit faster together. So the first mistake was getting way too much inventory for the first launch. I didn't necessarily do like a soft launch or not even like a prototype, if you wish. Like obviously I order samples, I chose my supplier, and then once I was decided on what I wanted, the products that I wanted, they had a minimum order quantity, and at that point I really just wanted to get everything started. Like I had been doing this work of like ordering samples and like talking to suppliers for months, if not whole year. So I really just wanted to like get it out there, like, you know, bring it to me and do it. So I agreed to the minimum order quantity, which was way too much, and I still have a lot of that inventory. And I'm gonna tell you why I think it was an error or a mistake. It's because one, you're gonna see things that you're gonna wanna make better, and if you're stuck with this inventory, now you have to sell something. This is your first product, like literally your first product. So as no matter how many samples you ask for in the beginning, once you start getting it out there, you start seeing people use it, you start getting more feedback and people's reactions, and seeing because you have this like idea in your mind of what your product is going to be and how it's going to be used. It doesn't necessarily has to be like so far away from your idea, but like people are going to use it or are going to respond to it their own way. So once you start seeing that from like different type of people, you start seeing things that like maybe you can do better with the product. And again, if you're stuck with your initial inventory, your product 1 inventory, now you have to sell something that you know maybe you could have done better, or you could have had more options, etc. In my case, right now we have 3 designs. I wish we could have done more, or we could have had at least a plan to be able to do more throughout the first year. I don't know if that makes sense, because the first year you're trying to like, you know, enter the market, convince people that you're a player now in the market. And I think if we would have been able to iterate more often and show people that, you know, we're now in this like fast-paced industry, I don't know, I think the perception would be a little bit more different versus like I have these like 3 products that I'm trying to sell. I don't know if that makes sense. But that takes me to my mistake number 2, which is starting a brand without really having a mid-term, at least a 1-year plan for both production and marketing. Production, I say it based on my comment, my mistake number 1 is, how are you gonna keep moving the brand the first year? And with that, it's not only the plan, but it's maybe like the budget. Like how are you bringing in more products, more innovation throughout that first year? You're gonna have to be like pushing it, right? Like maybe you're still not making a lot of profit on that first year. So again, that's why I say like budget and plan for it, because that first year you're still trying to like push the brand. And I think again, you want to be perceived as somebody that's like bringing innovation, bringing new things, and it's moving with the market, with the seasons, with I don't know what people are looking for, etc. Or the brand is growing because you now are increasing the amount of products, the type of products, etc. So, and this is all if you want to build a brand, not if you want to sell one product in like Amazon or whatever. Then I'm talking about building a brand. I think my mistake was, let's just launch this thinking that, okay, maybe it doesn't take that long for people to like buy me all of these inventory, and then I have the money to, you know, keep growing the brand and bringing all these new ideas that I already had in mind. Like I already knew I wanted more. So you should start the brand already knowing that you're gonna need money in that first year to continue to grow the brand by yourself, like not counting that that in a few months I'm gonna have like all of this money back. And with that comes a marketing plan. I'm doing that now, a year after I technically started the brand, and I think I should have done it like even before I launched. And this is not just a high level marketing plan of like, what am I going to share on social media or whatever. This is like hire somebody to do the market research for you, to understand where you need to position the brand, what your brand messaging should be, what are going to be the pillars of your content, like what are you really telling your people. Like you cannot launch a brand expecting to say like, this is my product and people to buy it. Like you need to connect with people somehow, and that comes from the knowledge of the industry and the knowledge of marketing and the psychology of marketing. So having a team for that to me has been extremely beneficial. I'm also reading a lot, like everything that I'm reading nowadays is related to marketing, just because I have zero knowledge on that. Like I come from a business technology background, so I felt like I had a lot of knowledge on, you know, getting everything up and running and doing all of like the behind the scenes work. And I also have some knowledge on social media, so I was also able to like get started with the social media channels. But I do consider myself a noob in everything that's like the true core marketing material. So I think budgeting and planning for that for a whole first new year is extremely important. And that's what I would tell myself if I were to like start a new brand. Like I would do that day zero, like before even like looking for a product. Like I would do that market research and like the branding and the messaging of your brand. And then with that is gonna come probably a whole year of, again, what are gonna be the pillars of your content and how are you gonna share that message within those pillars throughout the year, if that makes sense. And then a very operational mistake, my mistake number 3, I wanted to mention I did some custom packaging, and that this goes back to you really have your own idea of what people are gonna want from your brand, and then it can be something like completely different, right? So I did my own custom packaging. Like we got branded boxes thinking that most people were gonna buy the set. So if you think about my set is the placemats, the plates, and the napkins. So I basically made a box that would fit this. Like it's this high, this wide. I only have a box for this, right? Which means that as soon as people buy, I don't know, 3 sets of just plates, it doesn't fit in the box. So now I'm having to source new boxes, buy new boxes, reusing boxes that I personally get on the mail so that it doesn't eat into my profits. But it's what I consider today a huge mistake, because again, people need different things. Like not everyone is gonna need like the full set. People maybe are, you know, going on a picnic and I just need the plates. Because even if it's like a very like small order, like the boxes that I have, like they don't make sense. If they just buy like the napkin, doesn't make sense to send it on like the big box. So I guess either don't do too much custom packaging or do diverse packaging. Do not stick to what you think it's gonna be your average purchase, because again, you haven't been in the market yet. You don't know really what people are gonna be wanting to buy more often or less often, or it's just gonna be like a combination of things, right? Like I have some people that buy multiple sets at a time. Either I have to send out 2 boxes, which means 2 shipping labels, or I have to go and buy a bigger box. So it's like all of those things. And as a small business, obviously, like if I need to buy an extra box of like $3, $5, $7 when my profit is, let's say, I don't know, 20, that's a lot. And it's something that you need to consider. And again, if you're gonna do custom packaging, like just think about that, because it can be great because you're trying to create these experiences, personalized experience for your customers, but it can be one of those things that you shoot for the stars and you didn't really get there, if that makes sense. So that's it for today. Those are my 3 mistakes made so far in the small business journey. If you have anything else that it's happened to you, or if you have any tips for what I just mentioned, please leave it in the comments and we'll think about future videos to make on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we see you on the next one. Bye.